Hey everybody, it's Andy Herover. You might remember me from my service on the Manassas City Council. I served 2 terms in the early aughts. I was a vice mayor for a couple of years, and the reason that I'm going to try my hand at this blog is to provide more information to the residents of Manassas and the surrounding areas, Prince William County, I guess. See, back when I was on the council, there were 2 great news outlets that were in Manassas. The Washington Post had a bureau in Old Town with 3 or 4 people in there, and you had the Journal Messenger. And those reporters were pretty dedicated to what they did. They read the backup material, they went to the meetings, they'd ask you questions, and then they write about it. Kind of in response to that, maybe a bit of self-defense, I started curated a blog called My Side of the Fence. And it was an attempt to get some information, maybe my side of what things were going on out into the public. And, as a council member, I dedicated lots and lots of hours to trying to get the right policies in place and things that I believed in. And I wanted to do 2 things with that blog. I wanted to put my viewpoint out there. And I also wanted to try and explain things to people in language that everyone would understand. What goes on in a municipality, even a small one the size of Manassas, is complicated. We deal with everything from wastewater treatment, power transmission, schools, public works, law enforcement, taxation, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So I just tried to explain things to people. And in the interim, a lot of that stuff has kind of gone away. We have a couple of online papers, and those guys try hard. I give them a lot of credit. But they're also trying to cover a lot of territory so that they can appeal to a lot of people so that they can survive. And that's tough work. So I applaud them, but I thought that maybe in the vein of my original blog, My Side of the Fence, it was I could maybe do a podcast, new media, and try to explain to people maybe a little bit about what's going on, but I really don't have the time to sit in the meetings. So I thought maybe I could try more of an interview format, interview policymakers or business leaders or community leaders, just education, just anything to try this topical, to try and explain to people maybe what was going on. It's not going to be a food fight. We're not going to be asking crazy questions and accusing people of things. I'm just not doing that. I'm not doing this to try and, upset people or hurt feelings. That's just not a thing. So I'm trying my hand at this. I've never done it. It's in my studio, quote unquote, is in my office at work. So you might hear, I don't know, emergency sirens or something. I don't have a studio, so it's just my office. So it might sound a little echoey, but that's the goal. That's what we're going to try and do. And I'll update this as time goes by, as we get better. But that's what we're going to try and do. So thanks for listening if you do.